Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So before we start this video, I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's shown me support. It truly has been great to see everyone watching the videos and also messaging me asking when I'm uploading a new one. So thank you very much again for that. It really is appreciated. Now with that being said, let's get on with the video. So one of the things I get asked about all the time is portraits and how I get smooth shading and different textures into my work. So today I'll be running through two tattoos that I have done recently, and I'll also be going over some of the techniques that I use to get the results that I do. Now when it comes to portraits, I guess my number one piece of advice is do not rush. Most of my work takes a lot of hours to complete. Now I know every client wants their tattoo done now, but at the same time you do not want to sacrifice time for quality. Remember, your client is always going to be happier when they see a tattoo that you've put more time and effort into. In this video, I'll be concentrating more on smooth shading and different textures, as in my opinion, they are the most important part of any realism tattoo. So in this tattoo, there is a lot of texture to make it look like a shrunken head. So I needed to add wrinkles around the eyes and the forehead to get that effect. Now I only make small movements here. I don't make any big movements on the skin, as I want to make sure there is a dark, medium and light side to every crease. This helps me make sure that every wrinkle has an area for the light to bounce off. Now, when I'm shading like this, I always shade in a back and forward kind of motion. An easy way to think of this is imagine you're shading with a paintbrush. I do this because I want my shading to have less contrast at the end of each wrinkle. For me, this technique also works on fur when I'm doing animal portraits and things of that nature. Now this technique doesn't just work for shading, it also works for when you're adding whites and highlights to any realism piece or portrait. Now notice when I'm doing this, I'm using the whites to add contrast and depth to the piece. Now let's move over to another tattoo and I'll show you that I do use the same techniques on that as well. And they're not just to be used to give texture to a piece. Now as you can see, I used exactly the same techniques in this tattoo as well. Again, I'm using the back and forward paintbrush technique to get that smooth shading. Except this time I'm using the flatter edge of the needle. Again, I'm taking my time and I'm also using my reference image for every single part of it. This is to make sure that I know where every shade starts and ends. Now this paintbrush method is not the quickest, but at the same time it is a good way of actually making sure that every shade is perfect. Now of course this isn't all there is to shading, but I did want to share with you my most used shading technique when it comes to black and grey. Now I do want to make clear that this technique is not going to work for everyone. This is just one of the techniques that work really well for me and complement my tattooing style. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up for today. I hope this video has answered a lot of questions, as I do get asked about this a lot. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, or you can message me on my Instagram. I will leave the link in the description as always. Also, there are other videos on the way that I hope everyone will enjoy, not just tattoo artists and apprentices. So do make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.